Howdy ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to G2 Gaming with the Gandhi Man. I wanted to record another quick video regarding some For Honor content, new and revisited, but mostly new, and all revolving around the new content regarding Season 2. I'm excited for it, and I hope you guys are too, so are you ready to get into this stuff? So we are only a few days away from the start of Season 2 slated for May 16th. As I said in a previous video going over the content revealed last week, Ubisoft is planning another large live stream event on Monday, May 15th, that will be showcasing a lot of Season 2 and kicking off, technically, Season 2 content and the season of the faction war. Hopefully a samurai can get back in it and win this time. We were close last time, but not close enough because the Vikings ended up stealing it. Anyways, as I said, they're planning this live stream to be on Monday, May 15th. I will definitely be watching, as it will be similar in nature to the one that they had prior to the release of the actual game back in February, where they had a bunch of big name streamers and celebrities and such. Now, they did mention that not very many celebrities will be present at this live stream, but big name streamers, big For Honor content streamers, and YouTubers will be more prevalent in this one as opposed to celebrities. I would assume that a number of the YouTubers and streamers that were there last live stream will be back, but anyways, enough of that. This video is not about that live stream, but I am excited and I wanted to let you guys know about it and remind you guys about it, as I'm sure that the Warriors Den this week will restate all that stuff as well. I just wanted to bring that up because I was looking forward to it. But anyways, one of the things that I think we can all agree on that we are at least somewhat curious and excited for is the new characters and content set up for Season 2. So first thing to bring up is what Ubisoft is offering to its player base at the start of the new season to entice people to keep playing and or return after a prolonged absence. That is what I'm really hoping for. I've been playing the game since its release and I really enjoy the game. I don't think I'm in any danger of losing interest in it, at least right now, unless I don't really like the new characters, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to like at least a little bit. So I'll be playing the new characters quite a bit, and then they're going to introduce new characters as more seasons go on. But anyways, so first thing, like I said, to bring up is Ubisoft's offering to the players. They are really going all out for their player base this time, as I'm sure they will in the next following seasons. So we are going to go over some of those things. First thing to note is that what they're doing is increasing the amount of experience you get after each match in any game mode, in every game mode, by 25%. Now this is great. Apparently the dev team were the people on the dev team were surprised and are surprised by the amount of players that have reached max reputation 30. They were expecting more people to do it, or more people to be there by this point, and they have seen that not very many people that they expected to be there were there. So they're hoping that this increase in percentage for experience gain is going to help more people get to reputation 30 quicker. That way they can increase the max reputation from 30. So that will be awesome. I'm looking forward to being at reputation 30 and max gear. I mean, I'm not at reputation 30 or even close to it, really. And I'm not max gear on my Orochi or my Kensei or any of the people that I can be max gear on yet. Unfortunately, I've been slacking in that matter. I usually patiently wait for me to start getting big gear and then upgrading and stuff like that before I really... I don't bust my butt too much and use a lot of the scavenging equipment too much in order to get it. So the least amount of trouble I can have getting the max gear is the route that I'm going to take, and oftentimes it's the longer route. Anyways, I have found that a lot of the people tend to play duels and brawls quite a bit more than other 4v4 game modes because they are often quicker and also more skilled based and not reliant on gear stats and gear score. However, those are also the modes, duels and brawls that is, are also the modes that give you the least amount of experience. So even though you're only getting 25% increased on a small amount of experience by the start anyway, it will still give you some more experience than you would otherwise. You would be able to level up faster by just doing brawls and duels than you are now. So I'm looking forward to at least doing that because, like I said, brawls and duels are fairly quick matches. It's the 4v4 game modes, especially Dominion and Skirmish, that take a while, and some people just don't have that much time. The next thing to go over that they're doing for the players is offering them 4 more scavenger crates at the beginning of the season, which is, again, really good. It's a big plus. Anytime I can get more scavenger crates, I'm happy because I've been hoarding some of them. I have used some of them because I wasn't expecting to get more another gear level after what we've got already. If I had known that, I probably wouldn't have wasted some of my gear. And I'm actually pretty frustrated with the gear rolling that I have been getting with my scavenger crates from my Orochi, my Kensei, and all this other stuff. It is pretty frustrating because I'm not getting what I'm wanting. But regardless, I'm getting 4 more scavenger crates, as you guys will be, and that's really great. It goes really well with the gear and stat changes as well that I discussed in my previous Season 2 video. I think that will give a lot of people the ability to scavenge gear easier and more appropriate, or more painlessly than they would have had to re-gear themselves from scratch. Now they have 4 scavenger crates to help out with that. So I will definitely be working on getting my Orochi and a few other characters to or around Reputation 5, because that's when you get more epic gear, the new gear level that they're introducing. That you get more epic gear at around Reputation 5 more frequently, a lot more often than you would any other gear level. I mean, I would recommend that to any other player. Before it was Reputation 3. Like, once you got to Reputation 3, you can start using your scavenger crates because that's when you get the purple gear. But now, since you can get higher level gear, then I would just say hoard your scavenger crates until you get to Reputation 5 on the characters or character that you want to focus on, and then just scavenge your heart to your heart's desire after that, and to get max gear score, which again will be changed to 144 at the start of the new season because of the epic gear being introduced. And then here's the big one. On top of all these things, Ubisoft is giving all of its players 12 days of champion status for free, which is even better than the 2 things that I've already mentioned. Ubisoft isn't a stranger to doing this, is important to note. They have done this many times in the past already in the short lifespan of the game as of right now, for various reasons over the lifespan of the game, for 3 days and or so, depending on the offense that happened on their end. Usually it's after a server outage or a time where the players cannot play the game, is when they actually give these out as a sorry for having our servers down so you guys can't play the game. Please accept champion status. And I mean, it works for me. Some people it probably might not work for, especially if this game is their life. But it works for me, so I'm perfectly fine. But 12 days is insane, so it'll be great to just have 12 days. Earlier, again, it was just 3, sometimes 5 days. I think we had a 5-day one. We just had a free weekend of champion status. But 12 days is insane, like I was saying. For those of you who may not know what champion status is, oftentimes it needs to be purchased, and it gives you 25% more experience per match for your own boost, as well as boost other players 10%. So if you have others with champion status playing with you, you get a total of 35% experience boost per match. You also get more post-match loot, and you get more salvage from dismantling the equipment or loot that you don't use, and a few other things. And you get a few other things regarding your emblems and your icons, which, I mean, is just apparel and makes you look cooler at a glance. It's like, oh, this guy's got a unique emblem. He must be the crap, man. He must be good, kind of thing. When it's just all for show. The emblems and icons I don't really pay much attention to. It's the skill that I still usually get whipped at. Anyways, so with champion status, you theoretically will be getting a total of 50 to 60% more experience at the start of the season until 12 days are over, because that permanent 25% experience increase on all game modes and matches will be there as well. So you add 25 to a max of 35%. I think that's 60, right? So and 50 if you play like a bot mode or whatever and nobody else is with you. So you get about 50 to 60% more experience at the start of the season until your champion status is over. This will allow people to increase their levels a lot quicker, so you expect to be seeing a lot of Shinobi and Centurions roaming the battlefield a lot in the first 12 days, because that's when a lot of the new characters, or a lot of the players that are playing this game, especially those who come back wanting to try out the Shinobi and the Centurion, will be playing a lot in those 12 days so they can get the epic gear. They're going to try their hardest to get to Reputation 5 within those 12 days, more than likely, so they can get that epic gear and max their score out. And a lot of people will be done in a day, and they'll be maxed out in a day. So I mean, that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting to jump into For Honor on May 17th, May 18th, a day or two after the new season starts, and we're going to find that tons of people are already max geared. I mean, some people have no life. I'm one of those people who has a life, or at least I like to think so. But anyways, so be expecting to see a lot of Shinobi and Centurions on the battlefield for that. So that pretty much does it with Ubisoft's offering to its player base as far as the preparation that you need to know for Season 2 and why you want to be hitting the ground running and actually not wait until a couple of days after Season 2 starts. You want to hit the ground running starting on May 16th, the day of Season 2's beginning. So that's pretty much it. And then, of course, we have to talk about the characters that are being introduced to the game, the Centurion and the Shinobi. Once again, like I said in a previous video, both characters will be available for Season Pass holders starting May 16th, free of charge. No steel needs to be used in order to recruit. You just load up the game and you'll have them both unlocked. But those of you guys who do not have the Season Pass, you guys will have to wait a week later, which if I know what's correct, it is going to be May 23rd is when you guys will have them available to unlock, and that they're both going to be priced at 15,000 steel. So make sure you're saving up all your steel from now until then. You should have been saving up steel since the first time we heard about it, that it was going to be 15,000. Again, in a previous video, I did say I think 15,000 was a great median. I think that a lot of Season Pass holders might have the mindset that maybe it should have been a little bit higher. Maybe 20,000 might have been passable. I think personally, even with people who don't have Season Pass, maybe 20,000 would be passable. But 15,000, like I said, I'm perfectly fine with. I think it'll be a pretty good median for those of you guys who don't play too often but really want the new characters. And then you also have that microtransaction thing where if you don't want to invest time into getting a Season Pass or play the game modes necessary to get all that steel, you can always just buy a steel package for 35,000 or something like that for 35,000 steel, and be able to unlock both of them at the start of your time, which is again going to be May 23rd. Now, it's important to note that starting May 16th, whether you have the Season Pass or not, you'll still be able to practice against the character. I'm not entirely sure if you're going to be able to practice as the character without the Season Pass, but I know you can practice against the character, so at least you'll be able to kind of get used to fighting against them in practice mode, or even if you go into multiplayer and you find some people fighting as the Shinobi or the Centurion and all this other stuff. So we need to take a look at some of this new stuff for the Centurion and the Shinobi. We got a look at each of the characters' emotes and executions earlier today, or last night, or yesterday, as of May 10th, I guess is the more exact date. If you're watching this a couple days down the road, it was May 10th where we got a look at both of the characters' emotes and executions, and boy, are they something to behold. They are really, really cool. Now, I do expect these to be shown off at the Warriors Den today, May 11th. If provided they have a Warriors Den, there's always a chance that they will not have a Warriors Den, but I expect them to have a Warriors Den today, and I do expect them to be showing off this, as they did mention last week that this was the week that they were going to show a little bit more of the move sets and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if this will be the only thing that they show. I'm hoping not, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. This is going to be awesome, so let's take a look. Alright, so let's first take a look at the Centurion here. You're just basically running through all the emotes right now. I think every character has like a comical emote like this one right here. This one is probably the one that I would use if somebody like the Orochi did a twirl or the Valkyrie did a twirl. I'd probably do this one back to him. I think a lot of the emotes for this one are pretty cool, pretty Romanesque, pretty Gladiator-esque. I've been watching a lot of comments, and a lot of people say that this character should have been called the Gladiator and not the Centurion, which I kind of agree. I like that one. Now here's some of the executions. These are going to be cool. I like this one quite a bit. This one I think will be a fairly quick execution. This one was the one that we saw in the character trailer with the Raider instead of the Shinobi. I think that one's going to be a pretty cool one, pretty good one. I like this one. I think this one will be a fairly quick execution as well. But it still takes a while. And then this one was the one that we saw glimpses of in the teaser, and then also in the character trailer as well. I didn't expect to have the arm cut off there. If you did notice that there was a little bit of a thumbs down or thumbs up by the Shinobi trying to prevent him from killing him, but there's that. Alright, so now let's take a look at the Shinobi. Some pretty cool, interesting little emotes right here. This one's going to be another comical one. Drawing blood right there. I wonder if that's going to be the name of that emote. This one, I think this is, this one's probably going to be one of the ones that is going to be automatically unlocked. There's usually one emote for a losing emote for each character automatically unlocked. That was very Shigoki-esque. I'm going to be getting this one. I think that's a very good way to show respect to your opponent, if you want to do that, if you want to do that kind of thing. I think that would be pretty cool. That one's head slicing, and then take the L. Alright, here's the executions. This one's pretty quick. That does look pretty quick, I think. This one's pretty cool. This one was in the gameplay trailer for the Orochi, or for the Shinobi. This one was also in the gameplay trailer and was in the teaser trailer. So I think that's pretty interesting. This one here I think is the funniest and probably the coolest one. I actually like this one a lot. But it is a little long, so we have some issues. So there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed all of that. I particularly think the Centurion has the cooler executions and probably the cooler emotes as well. However, I think most of them for the Centurion and the Shinobi both are very long and look like they can be a lot easier to interrupt and prove, and that could probably prove to be an issue in the long run, depending on which part of these executions actually give you the execution, so your enemy cannot be rezzed. That's one of the big things right now that I'm structuring a lot of my characters. I'm giving most of my characters an execution that is quick, and then another execution that is long but cool. The execution that I'm using for quick is so that if I am in elimination or dominion and I know there's another player coming towards me, I can execute my enemy with a quick execution and get that execution, the health back, and make sure that they cannot be rezzed if I somehow lose the fight. Now again, I think a lot of these executions, they are cool, but a lot of them are long, multiple hits. It takes a while, like especially the Centurion stab, walks away, arms up, and then comes back and decapitates the enemy. That's a long one. You can easily be hit when you're walking away from your opponent, kind of showboating, and then then that comes to the point is, where's the execution? Is the execution whenever you get your head, whenever the enemy gets his head chopped off? And then if that's the case, you've wasted 3 seconds of your execution by showboating and not executing the person, and you can be knocked out of that execution, and then what? I mean, you're pretty much SOL because you decided you were going to do a long execution, and then the iconic thumbs up, thumbs down execution. It's cool, don't get me wrong, I really enjoy it, I really like it. I like the way he cuts off the guy's arm and then he cuts off the guy's head, or stabs him. He cuts off the arm and stabs him. So I really think that's cool, but again, a little bit too long. And there's so many points in there. It's like, where's the execution at? Is the execution when he lands on his back? Or is the execution when he gets his arm cut off? Or is it when he gets stabbed? If it's when he gets stabbed, there's like 5 seconds of the execution where you can get hit, and the execution can get interrupted, and your guy can be rezzed. So I mean, there's a lot of problems there, and the shinobi has a few as well where the guy's trying to crawl away, and the shinobi stabs him, drags him back, and then stabs him and drags him back, and then cuts off the guy's head. That's a long execution. When's the execution? Is it the first stab, the second stab, or is it the head chopped off? It's a very long execution. And then you have the one where he brings him back, or he shoots him behind him and then brings him back with the kusarigama and flips him over his back. That's a long one as well. There's the execution when he flips him over his back, and there's the execution when he throws the kusarigama at him to try and bring him back. I mean, there's a lot of these questions are there. But anyways, either way, all of it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I hope you guys enjoyed that look at their executions and their emotes. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to take a look at some of the other content that I posted about For Honor and about Season 2. As well as tune into the Warriors Den later today if you've seen this, but prior to the Warriors Den, it should be 12 o'clock Eastern, which is the time that I go off of. I don't know what time it is for you guys, wherever you may be, but it is 12 o'clock Eastern on my time. So yeah, be sure to pay attention to that. Ubisoft and the For Honor dev team is going to be able to give you the best and most accurate information than anybody on YouTube to be legitimate, to be level with you guys. Some of it may be a little fluffed out to make it sound great, but they're going to be the ones that give you the most accurate information. So make sure you tune into Warriors Den later today, next week, whenever they have it, if you're interested in For Honor. I'll be sure to post another video either later today or tomorrow to sum it all up. If there is anything major to note, if not, then I'll probably just have a down week for that. Because I do want to get into covering the Warriors Den content, but at the same time, not everyone is going to be worth reporting on. So I do hope to, if there's anything really of note, if they do run over the movesets for them, I will be posting another video either later today or tomorrow to give you guys a heads up on the content. And what went down in the Warriors Den. But otherwise, you guys go check it out. Form your own opinions. And then I'll be on if you guys are interested in my own on my opinions. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for this episode. Once again, I thank you all for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and comment down below on your thoughts of so far of what you've heard on Season 2, and which of the two new characters of the Centurion or the Shinobi that you are most interested in. Which one are you going to main? Which one are you going to fight more with? Which one had the cooler executions in your opinion? Anyways, once again, I thank you guys for watching. Adios and peace. Until next time.